welcome back to another video about Zen Domes Orgonite. If you haven't already done so, please do go back, kind of a creaky chair here. Please do go back and watch my introduction to Zen Domes Orgonite. In that video, I discuss how orgonite works, what Zen Domes can do for you as far as producing a positive effect on your environment, and a little bit about how they're made and the ethics behind Zen Domes Orgonite. So go back and watch that if you haven't already done so. And this is my second video. Today I'm going to talk about shapes and symbols and how they affect orgonite. Orgonite is also known as orgone generators because they generate orgone, but they do a whole bunch of other things, which you'll find out when you watch the first video. Today I'm going to get into, again, like I said, shapes. So I have this lovely piece today to show you. This one has black tourmaline in it, and it has a clear quartz crystal tip, and it has the flower of life symbol on the front. Now, some crystals, as I mentioned in my previous video, that any crystal that's in the quartz family, which is most crystals like amethyst and all kinds of crystals, they have the same exact crystalline structure when you look at them through a microscope. There are other crystals that I use that are a little different, that may not be quartz, but they are absolutely piezoelectric. So black tourmaline is also piezoelectric. Again, that's explained on the previous video. And black tourmaline is wonderful for absorbing negative energies. So again, in case you missed the last video, the energy is being drawn up through the base of the pyramid shape. It's being concentrated. It's being mixed with the orgone, which is being produced, actually drawn from a sub-plank or sub-zero level, and brought into the pyramid, and it's retuning the electromagnetic frequencies that we're being inundated with because of our technologies. Again, more about that on my first video. So shape, as we talked about last time, pyramid shape. Pyramid means fire in the middle, and so the energy is being concentrated about up to the symbol. Then it is being it's drawn up to the symbol, and then it's being concentrated at about the halfway point. Then it is drawn back up into the tip. It's passing through a clear quartz crystal, which is affecting the resonant frequency of this device, and then it's shooting out the top. And so pyramids are a bottom in and a point top coming out shape. And I have other shapes too to show you. As I mentioned in my previous video, most of my orgonites have been double dipped in the organic resin in order to give them the really glossy mirror finish they have. But I have a couple of other items that are not double dipped, and we really like them this way. Actually, this is from a friend of mine in the Czech Republic, and he's no longer making them, sadly. There's only a few of these left. This is my large orgonite pyramid, and it has a flower of life on all four surfaces. So with the flower of life, we're moving a little bit into symbols here. The flower of life represents everything. It's literally infinity within finite space. In real life, the flower of life would be a sphere, but it's being represented here in a two-dimensional drawing or piece of artwork. And this is embedded right in the orgonite. This isn't going to come off. And so what the flower of life does is a couple of things. One thing it does is when we look at it, it is actually turning on codes within our subconscious, within our DNA, that help us to be open to the magnificence of what life can offer us. Whatever we dream, whatever we can conceive, whatever we can think is all possible. It also is affecting, because symbols emit energy and they structure energy, so it's also affecting the orgone that is being produced by this great big beautiful pyramid here. This particular pyramid, I'm going to get into them in another video as to what the stones are and what they do and what the effect is, because each one is different, each one helps with different aspects of living. But enough of that for right now. I want to move into some of the other shapes I have. This is not all of them, this is just a few to give you an example. So another really popular item is the Malachite Sphere. Malachite, again, is piezoelectric. Malachite's known for helping to relieve pain. And so I thought it would be wonderful to put it in a sphere because it's very easy to roll that on the body. And as you're rolling it on the body, you are emitting in all directions at once that beautiful healing orgone energy. There's a copper spiral on the front because the spiral, especially when it's going in a clockwise direction, is an amplifier. And so this is amplifying the intention. And again, we'll get into that in another video, how I do quantum entanglement on all of my organites. It's really cool. I was taught how to do this from some of my, I would say non-corporeal beings, let's just put it that way, and the good kind, not the bad kind. And the spiral helps to amplify the energy. So all of these and every piece of orgonite that I have ever had, any piece that I currently have, and any piece that I will ever own in the future or create in the future, all of it has been treated with a quantum entanglement process. And again, we're going to get into that in another video, but what it means is that they're all interlinked in a very special way with a very high frequency intention. What that means, and why I'm really excited about that, is as my orgonites, my Zen Domes Orgonites become popular, become known, and they are shipped out to all over the place. Right now they are available in North America, but I'm soon going to change my shipping options to see about shipping to some of the other countries off continent. So as my orgonites go out into the world, they are creating a grid because they're all linked. And the grid is for healthfulness, peacefulness, exerts an energy to our highest good. And so when they go off to Tucson, Arizona, or they go off to Newfoundland, or they go up to Alaska, they are carrying with them that energetic matrix which is laid out upon the planet, which is also helping to improve things. By the way, if you Google it, you can see quite a few videos out there on how they're actually changing weather patterns in different parts of the world, restoring rain to where there's been droughts, an element of dryness where there's been floods, breaking up storm clouds. All kinds of things are being done with orgonite, but that's beyond the scope of this particular video. The Malachite Sphere comes with a wooden ring so that you can sit it on there and it isn't rolling off your table when you're not using it. So another shape that I have is orgonite angels. Oh, just to clarify that, the sphere attracts and puts out energy at the same time. So there isn't a point where it's attracting all around, all at once, and it is also retuning the EMF or the electromagnetic frequencies and then shooting it out in all directions. And that's why it's such a wonderful massage tool. So getting on to, I have angels, and I have them in all to support all 7 chakras. But I'm going to make another video that's just about how orgonites interact and help us clear and boost our chakras. And I'm going to get into that in another video. But I just wanted to show you these beautiful, this one's turquoise, and this one here is orange aventurine. And these actually draw in from the bottom and disperse out all over. So they're fantastic for tucking into a pocket, a backpack, or into your purse, or of course just to have around the house. They do very well helping sick plants. and sometimes you might want to tuck one into a pet bed if your pet's not feeling well. And all it does is converts that ambient negative energy into the frequency of the turquoise, the frequency of the orange aventurine, sorry. So that's another shape that I have. When I talk about the quantum entanglement process that I do with the orgonite, I will be talking about the wands. So this wand here has black tourmaline layered with selenite, and it's got, of course, copper in it. And it's got a copper spiral on one end, and then it's got aluminum on the other end. What this does is it actually attracts and draws in through the base. It's amplified by the spiral. It goes through the black tourmaline, which is very cleansing and absorbs anything negative. And then as it passes through the selenite is known for helping you to get in touch with your spirit guides, your archangel, your guardian angels, puts you in a very nice, clean, spiritual energy pattern. And then it comes out through the tip, and it's coming out through the tip this way. And you can use the wands in several ways. You can use them as a massage wand right on the body, doing spiral, I guess in front of the camera the spiral would go this way. Not sure. Sometimes the camera will record mirror image. So let's just say clockwise. And it can be used right on the body. It can be used as a tool for reflexology and things like that. I'll get into more about the practical uses of the different Zen Domes Orgonite in yet another video. So anyway, I use this on myself. This is the balancing wand. And I use it generally on myself. You can use it up to a foot, 2 feet away from the body. It still has an effect because we're actually we actually produce a toroid field from our heart. And it's a sphere. It's like more like a donut, but it's like a fat donut. So it's kind of like a sphere with a hole in the center where the energy travels up and down the center of our bodies, but it forms a sphere. So we're actually having an effect on people 10 feet away from us. Our heart patterns or our heart rhythms are synchronizing, our brain waves are synchronizing. There's a tremendous amount of information at the Heart Math Institute. Please do Google it and do some research. Anyway, getting back to the orgonite, what this does is I start with the top, I go down to the bottom chakra, and I work my way up. What this does is it balances out and clears all my energy pathways. So this is a really cool little device. And I only have a few more of these left. I'm in the midst of seeing if my guy can make more. Another wand is the healing wand. I guess I have to say that I can't make any claims about healing. I can't diagnose and I can't prescribe. And so that is not the intention of this video. This is just information. Please take it, Google it, think about it, dwell on it. Come up with your own truth about what's real and what's not, as far as what healing is all about. But in the meantime, this is called the healing wand. And again, it's got the spiral at one end, which attracts the energy in. It passes through this beautiful amethyst layer, which tunes it to a very high frequency. It goes through the clear quartz, which is a very intensifying frequency, and then it passes lastly through the rose quartz. And rose quartz is very powerful too because it is the same frequency as universal love. And so it passes through here, and again the metal on the tip draws it out, and it's coming out in this direction. So I generally start with the balancing wand, and then I use the healing wand just to make sure that I'm in really good shape. So that's another way that shape and symbols affect the orgone. Every symbol, every word we use, when we think in terms of visual representation, when we think of symbols, all of these things actually do have an energetic effect on us, and they help shape the energy that we carry and the orgone that's being produced by the orgonites. So I wanted to just show you two of my little energy shields. This one here has hematite and garnet. This is so wonderfully grounding, and it's in a bed of metal bits. And this one here has green and blue aventurine, and it has citrine in the middle. And this is awfully good for bringing in abundance. I keep it in one in a wallet I have where I store some cash to keep it always filling up. And I also use a visualization where I just see my little bag of money overflowing so I can barely get it done up. And the two seem to work together to help bring more than enough of what I need at any one time. So getting back to shape. So these are generally drawing in from the bottom and dispersing out the top. However, a funny thing happens when we wear them on the body. So these again have a different distribution pattern than the pyramids do. I'm wearing a pendant. This is the Chakra Copper Pendant. And it has flat on the back. It's got amethyst, a layer of amethyst on the back. And then it's got one stone for each of the chakras. And then it's got a beautiful Metatron's cube on the front. Oodles, tons of copper in there. This is my most powerful of all the pendants. It runs for $50. The other pendants are generally $40 because this one is a bit bigger and more crystals and a bit beefier. So anyway, as I wear my orgonite pendant, and I always wear this one when I'm on the computer, when I'm working around technology, and what it does is it actually will absorb from everywhere, 360 or however many degrees it is. It's absorbing from everywhere. But it's right close to my heart chakra. It's kind of between my solar plexus and my heart chakras. And it's inundating that area with this beautiful, I was going to say transducive, but I'm not sure that's the right word. But basically the retuned and reclaimed and retuned energy from the different man-made devices, and it's making it nice and pure, and that energy is sitting right here, so it's really available for my solar plexus and for my heart chakra. And of course it balances out the whole body, because the heart is where the toroidal field emanates from all around us all the time. So I have quite a few beautiful pendants. They all have symbols on them. Metatron, by the way, some people, some people of Orthodox religions are concerned about symbols because the churches have warned against it. But I'm going to tell you something, just like many churches that I was involved in the past, and some others out there, they do not like people to meditate. They do not like us to do Qigong and Tai Chi and yoga, and they do not like us to have certain symbols. Why? I think it's because religion is similar to the medical industry. If we know how to heal ourselves, if we know how to have direct access with source energy, we don't need them anymore. They're out of their jobs. Who's going to pay for the buildings? All of that stuff. So I'm not saying that there's a nefarious element to religion. What I am saying is that they're based on thinking that was thousands of years ago, before we had technology, before we understood about quantum physics, although Jesus, most of his preaching did involve quantum physics. People don't need to be afraid of symbols. We need to be afraid of who we are on the inside. I don't mean to be afraid. I mean concerned. Concerned that we're of the right frequency inside, the being that we are, and the mark we make on this earth and in this lifetime. That's the really important thing, rather than worrying about symbols. But symbols do emit energy, and so I want to talk about a few more of them. When I make my chakra video, I'm going to talk more about the different chakra sets that I have, different shapes of orgonite and different chakra sets. This I showed in the last video. This is Citrine. This is linked, well, not linked, but it corresponds to the solar plexus chakra. And so there's a Sanskrit symbol on the front that is for the solar plexus chakra. So this again just adds influence to the pyramid, so the energy that's coming out, it does a lot of wonderful things. It still retunes electromagnetic frequencies, it still produces orgone, it still works for your highest good. But this one also will very much support your solar plexus. People who have trouble with a blocked solar plexus often have anger issues, become deeply frustrated, have a hard time moving up into the heart. This pyramid, again, is green malachite, but it's also extremely good for the heart and the higher heart chakras. And again, there's a symbol on the front, which is actually engraved right into the orgonite on this particular style. And it really helps to support that, your heart chakra, your higher heart chakra, and so that you can really produce an abundance of the kind of energy that you need to walk meaningfully on this planet. And then I'll just show you one more out of the chakra series. These are the small orgonite pyramids. They run for $40. Again, Sanskrit symbol for the throat chakra. This is aquamarine. It's not only wonderful for your throat chakra, it also helps you to really feel peace and harmony and help you to be able to express yourself very calmly. So those are some more of the symbols. I have a few specialty pieces here that when they run out, I may or may not renew them. But it all depends on how well things sell, because without the sales, I can't continue my work. And so when you buy a Zen Dome Orgonite from me, rather than give me a donation, why not buy one of these? They're so beautiful and they'll make such a difference in your life. I don't know if you can see, inside this one there is a AAA clear quartz angel standing. So this one here is very similar to this piece of orgonite here. The difference is, instead of a clear quartz point, this one here has a clear quartz angel. They both have black tourmaline and they both have copper. And this one has a triple spiral on the front. Remember what I said about spirals being amplifiers? So this is 3 times triple spiral amplification. It's a beautiful piece of orgonite. I think I have about a half a dozen left of these, and they're just spectacular. My friend did such a great job. They're so crystal clear inside, so beautiful, and they really do a great job. Okay, so next I want to talk a little bit about this pyramid. Okay, so this pyramid here has a goddess symbol on the front. And this is very good for either men who want to get in touch with their feminine side, or women who want to bring out a stronger presence of their divine female energy. It has rainbow moonstone on the bottom, and it's got angelite on the top. And of course it still has, you know, the copper, and it has the goddess symbol. So this one here helps to support your feminine energies. I have another one that is called Ascension Assist that supports more the male energies for those who want to be more in touch with that. This is very beautiful. It helps women cope with their, not just their feminine energies, but also their normal biological life cycles they go through every month. This is a wonderful, wonderful, this is the medium orgonite pyramid. One more I want to show you here. I'm very, very happy with this one. When the shipment came to me from my friend of these, I had a hard time being around them at first because they were so powerful. So this particular orgonite has, of course, Metatron's cube. Metatron is one of the archangels of God. Metatron mediates the energies between heaven and earth. So this is a very, very, very good piece for healing. It's a very good piece for having around you when you meditate. It's a very good piece to have around you when you want to connect to your higher guides. And so it's black tourmaline on the bottom, and the top is amethyst. And of course Metatron's cube to add that little energy signature to this pyramid. So I have one final piece I want to talk about today regarding symbols. And this is a limited edition. It has a very, very, I don't know, I love them. This has a lovely, lovely skull. It has, this one here is a double A quartz. We use triple A clear quartz for the angels, and some of them you can hardly see the angel. It's almost like they're kind of a little spirit in there, but they're not. They're actually just orgonite. This one has the skull, and I just love it because a lot of people are getting that skulls are not evil. Skulls are about renewal. They're absolutely about renewal. When you're ready to turn over a new leaf and start to branch out in your life in a new and meaningful way, skulls are awesome. This one has a layer of metal at the bottom, black tourmaline, and then it's got the beautiful double A skull inside, quartz skull. So the description I gave you for the other two, the angel of protection and the other clear crystal point, would be the same for this one here. This one though does have more metal in the bottom, so it's really good at drawing up those negative EMFs. And I want to say something about the pentagram. I have some with hexagrams and I have some with pentagrams. And the pentagram is very misunderstood. The pentagram is used a lot in feng shui, and it's actually an expansion from the yin-yang symbol. And I've just got a little cheat sheet here. I'm going to read to you what the different 5 points of the pentagram actually signify. One is fire, one is earth, one is metal, one is water, and one is wood. And so it's really a wonderful piece for those of you that are into feng shui. Now the hexagram has 6 points, and it has to do with what's it called? Sorry. It has to do with the I Ching, which again is also I guess Asian in origin. The I Ching is used very much for predicting subtle changes in energy, and also telling us where our energy is at right now. Feng Shui is about arranging things, physical things in your life so that you've got that nice balance between wood, between air, between water, between fire, and between metal. I know some pagan groups also use the pentagram, and the pentagram within the pagan groups symbolizes the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. And the 5th point also symbolizes the top and the bottom. So a pentagram is actually representing a sphere. And so like I said, these symbols add a little bit of structure to the orgone, which is produced by the orgone generators. And that's about all I have to say about shapes and symbols. Take a look at my website, www.KarenHoltonHealthCoach.com. Karen is spelled K-A-R-E-N. Holton is H-O-L-T-O-N, healthcoach.com. There will always be links in the description below, so feel free to glance at them. And the next video I am going to make is going to be about how I do the quantum entanglement, which is pretty exciting. So I hope you've enjoyed this short, descriptive, informative podcast. And I'm very happy to answer any questions you have. Just email me. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you.